Hi everyone, Viktoriya Cole here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a review on the new Dream Cushion Maybelline foundation. I've always been kind of looking at it every time I would go to the store and was kind of debating whether I should get it, and I'll review it for you guys just because I know all the girls are kind of guilty of it. It's kind of like a nude lipstick. You just want to try foundations out to see which one will work the best for you and which one you will like, and it will be your favorite one. So you end up having, foundations from all kinds of brands, all kinds of prices, and there's probably only one or two that you really go to because it's your favorite. So you always kind of have that struggle whether to buy a foundation or not, because you don't want to, waste money, whether it's a drugstore product that is not as expensive or a higher end product which is like $30 or $40. This is actually $15 at a drugstore, of course, because it's a new product. It's going to be a little bit more. Of course, once they come out with new products, this will probably be within a range of $12. Right now, I think it was $15. It can range from like $12 to $15, depending on which store you get it from. But I got the color Ivory, and I wanted to show you guys, on my own skin, how I apply it and how it looks. So I used to buy beige colors, which is kind of more yellow, but I've noticed my skin is a little bit more paler, maybe because I got pregnant, had my baby, and I'm kind of more inside now, so I'm not out and about in the sun. Plus, we're transitioning from the fall or winter into springtime, so that's probably why I am a little bit more on the pale side. So Ivory is kind of like the closest one to the porcelain, but porcelain is a little too pale for me. So that's the color that I got. It's Ivory 15. It comes in this package like this, and it's supposed to be on the go. So what I did this weekend was we traveled this weekend out of town, and I took it with me instead of getting my liquid foundations like I would normally do. And I tried it for 3 days just to see how my skin would react to it, how I liked it, what was the coverage, and how long it lasted throughout the day, and did I have to do any touch-ups. Number one, I think it was definitely a genius idea of the packaging, especially when you have like liquid foundations and you want to have that dewy look or dewy finish. You don't want to, have to carry a bunch of little bottles or liquid items that might have the potential of breaking in your bag and dirtying everything. So I think it's definitely a genius way to package foundation. You definitely don't get as much as a normal bottle. It is 0.51 ounces. I think normal foundations are at least 1 ounce or a little bit more. So you definitely don't get that, but you're probably paying, mainly for packaging. When you open it up, you get a little sponge. It has kind of a little bit of a consistency of sort of a beauty blender kind of. So I already tried it. As you can see, it's kind of makeup dirty, but it has a little compartment for the sponge itself, which I like that it separates it. That way you don't just put it on top of the cushion and it continues soaking it. So it stays pretty moist because of this sealing cap that goes right on top. So I think the packaging is definitely genius for traveling purposes. You can apply it using your little silicone sponge, which is a new thing that people use, which is kind of smart because you don't waste product versus these kind of sponges. Or you can use brush, or you can definitely use the sponge. I did use the sponge and it worked pretty well. I am looking into getting a few of those silicone sponges because in the end it will definitely save you money if a sponge or a product that you're applying it with is not really soaking the foundation in. That way you're not like wasting half on the brush and half on your face. So it's definitely a good investment. But I'm not here to talk about the sponge. So let's go ahead and apply it. So I'm kind of dipping it in, and then it kind of becomes light, almost kind of like a paint. And then I'll start pressing it into my skin. And I'll show you guys how I do my one side of the face, and you can see the coverage. My skin, by the way, is doing much better. I think my hormones are kind of leveling out. So I really am appreciative of that because, after pregnancy, after the delivery, and after recovery, it's just so much that is going on that, you get frustrated with your own self, with your own body. It's supposed to do what it's supposed to do, but It's just, you know, sometimes it takes a little bit of a time to recuperate. I thought I would recuperate a lot quicker, you know, and snap back to where I was, but, you know, it's already month 4, and I am just now kind of seeing like myself getting into my normal self, but it's okay. You know, I did make a baby, so that's one thing you have to keep in mind. So that's one side of the face. So it's pretty good. I kind of, you know, brush it lightly down my neck just so it blends in, because my neck is really, really pale. I could probably use porcelain. I could probably be a good mix of porcelain and ivy, but I do buy ivory because it has a little bit of a warm tint to it. That way it gives me a little bit of that wake up look. I didn't want to look too pale. And plus, once I put, you know, my bronzer on top, it looks really good. So it's definitely more of like a luminous foundation, but it doesn't feel, you know, too sticky or anything. You do have to give it a little bit of time to dry, but for the most part, I like how it looks. Let's see if I can zoom it in earlier or closer. So this is the side that is kind of done. And you could layer more of it. That's what I've noticed. Like especially in these areas, I'd probably go over it twice. But I would say it's probably medium to light coverage, but you can definitely build to kind of give yourself a little bit more of a fuller coverage. Hey, but on the go, I think this is really genius, and I would have to say that this is my probably second favorite foundation as far as this weekend since I've tried it. As you guys know, that I always use my Old Faithful Match Perfection Rimmel London foundation. So just like that. It's a little bit too like yellowish on my neck, but so this side is done right here. This right here. And then this face or this side still needs some work. So it's definitely a pretty good idea for you to take it, and especially on the go, like when my husband drives and, you know, I'm trying to pack stuff and get out of the door as quickly as possible, and I didn't do my makeup. So you don't get messy and don't have a bunch of foundation on your fingers, or, you know, even using a moist beauty blender, you end up having product on your fingers. Then you have to, you know, grab your baby's baby wipe to wipe your fingers, and then you kind of get it all over the car somehow. So this is definitely a genius idea when it comes to traveling. The product itself is not bad as well. It stayed on pretty good. What I've noticed is along my jawline, it did kind of fade off. But I think it's because it has like a luminous finish, and I really didn't set it. So I think what I need to do is try to see if I can set it with some powder, because the only thing that I did was I applied this foundation, then I used my Physicians Formula body bronzer, or butter bronzer, and it kind of chiseled my face, and then the rest I kind of wanted it to look luminous. And, you know, even Ryan was saying, your skin was looking great. Yeah. And it actually does look very natural. So if you're a person that, you know, needs like a light coverage and, you know, don't wear a lot of makeup, this is a really good foundation to wear to really like mimic the look of your skin. It looks very healthy. It looks very glowy. So overall, I will definitely have to give this 10 out of 10. My skin is pretty sensitive, as I've said that before, and I've been trying to use really good skincare to take care of my skin. So this foundation did not make me feel itchy at all, and I enjoyed wearing it throughout, you know, the weekend, and it seemed to do its job. So I would definitely probably would have layered maybe one more layer on top after it kind of dried, and then I would have probably set it with my Dream Wonder powder. This is also by Maybelline. It's very soft and very like lightweight powder, and this is also in ivory, I believe, or porcelain. Let me check. This is actually in porcelain ivory. So that's would have been a really perfect match for me. So if you feel like, you know, your skin is a little bit more oily, you could probably set it with a Dream Wonder Powder foundation powder, and then, you know, it will kind of stay in its place. But I definitely will have to try it using some powder and seeing how long it will last with that, because really I didn't set it because I wanted it to look, you know, really dewy. But if you do set it with a powder and you still wanted it to look dewy and kind of closer to your skin tone and the texture, then you can spray it with a setting spray. Like I bought the Avene water, and it's like a natural water, and you can just spray it, or you can, you know, makeup setting spray, and that will give you kind of more like a dewy look and help your makeup stay on a little bit longer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it was helpful. I hope I saved a lot of you guys some money, because I know how it can be. You end up having a ton of makeup or a ton of foundation, and you only like that one particular one. And, you know, it took you buying all these makeup products or all these foundations to try it out and see what works for you. And sometimes you do have to do that because, you know, every skin is different. So I hope that I was helpful in the way of reviewing this product. If you have any other questions in regards to this product, be sure to comment below and I will definitely respond to you guys. But as always, create culture and be you. And I will see you guys next time in my next video. Bye-bye.